Were you a guy that Cube? I mean, when you see the way you rap, you see you in the movies, you see reading about you.
Yeah.
There's different sides to you. There's a side that you can play a serious role, like you did in Boys in the Hood. Then there's a side to you where, Ride Along or, some of the other funny comedy stuff. They're all about the Benjamins. You see these things and still a serious side, but there's also a comedian side to you.
Yeah.
If we had 10 guys here right now that knew you at 13, 14, 15, how would they profile you? Would they say he was feared, he was respected, he was liked, he was cool? What's the first thing they would say about you at that age?
I hope they say I was respected. For my age group, not too many people can handle me in anything, sports, fighting. I was able to clean out my age group. So you had to be able to do that or you would really get, bullied and picked on a lot. So, you had to thump when it was time to thump. So I was always down to thump. And so, a few of them, I don't won my fair share. I done lost a few too, but I was a little out of my weight class. but for the most part, cool. You just got to be down. It ain't really about, a lot of people that bang, they scared. They got to bang because it's protection. I always felt like I didn't have to bang because wasn't nobody gonna do nothing to me to make me bang.
Got it.
And they knew I was down to jump off my bike and thump. And so that's a must. You have to be down to get down. You might win some, might lose some, but always be down to get some. And so that was my attitude. Most of my friends' attitudes as well. So, I hope it's respect.
Did you witness friends and, peers dying? Did you witness close friends?
Yeah, shot, some, losing friends when you're in the 8th grade is just something you don't really think you're going to have to go through. Losing friends at a young age is just crazy. But hearing about, some of the big homies getting downed, writing rest in peace on my notebooks and stuff like that. It just was just part of the life, part of growing up. I remember when one of my homies got shot. We was my brother's friends, got shot on our block, and I was real young, so it was always like, yo, it can happen right out this door, right? As soon as you step out the door, it can happen. So, it changed me, and changed how I looked at the neighborhood.
When I think about guys that make it to different levels in life, right? You win. You typically have one of 3 formulas. You have the experience unconditional love from somebody. Typically it's a mom, right? You experience unconditional pain. It could be you could never please somebody, or a life-changing pain where you're like, this is going to force me to change. And then you chose your enemies wisely, the right enemy that brings out the best in you, not the worst in you, right? What was the single most significant event at that age, 8th grade, 9th grade, maybe even earlier or later, where you said, no, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm out? Was there something that truly impacted? Maybe you brought rage in you, controlled rage, or fear of maybe this could happen to me, whichever one of those could be for you to say, I'm out of here?
Dodging a few situations that could have went south. My stepsister was killed by her husband when I was 12 years old. So that changed my outlook on the world. Before that, everything was stuff you heard about, few things you seen, but here it was right, death at your doorstep. And it was really, a family member that did it. So it was odd and it was crazy to try to process. And I just knew the world was different for me. And, you know, when I was about 14, was a little older, you know, it was a situation where a guy had taken some money from my mom's, and just on a lie, you know. I'm O'Shea friend from school, and I need, you know, some money, blah, blah, blah. I don't have no money. I'm trying to get here, trying to get there, and just beat her out some money. And we found out that he was smoking, you know. So we went over to kill him. Like, my friend, he had a shotgun. We put the shotgun in the car. We rolled over there, knocked on the dude's door. His pops came to the door, and we asked for him, and he wasn't there. And, you know, if he was there and came out the door, we'd have shot him.
Damn.
And so whole life would have been different. Whole life would have changed that day. And when it didn't happen, I went from being mad to being relieved. I can leave it right here. I'll leave it right here. Yeah. I went from being mad to being relieved that I didn't do that because I was irrational. We was hot, and we was about to go to jail. You know what I mean? And so
pure luck, Bob.
Yeah, I just was like, yo, I need to change my way of thinking, you know, on stuff like this. You know, was it really worth it? You know, and I was caught up on principle, and it could have went bad.
I'm 15 years old. I'm in Vegas in the car with another guy who's driving a Cadillac, and his brother is now dead. They're with Burbank 13. This was a gang in L.A., Burbank, because I lived in Glendale. Mm-hmm. And then we pull up, and these guys from New York are to our left. The guy had no clue I had a gun with him. Our guy pulls out a gun. They pull out a gun. We run out. I'm with my dad in Vegas. I go to the hotel, and I'm breathing hard. You know, you're in that kind of a situation. Like, this is it. Something's going to happen right now.
Yeah.
And then we go in there, and he says, you good? You good? I said, no, I'm totally fine. He said, why are you breathing this way? I said, totally fine. Go to sleep. And from that moment, I'm like, I got to change some of the friends. I'm living in L.A. Parents got a divorce, so you're not like in a, you know, environment that's stable. That one situation, I wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to you. It's pretty wild that you're telling me the situation that if that guy would have opened the door, the father says the son is here, we don't know Cube.
Yeah, it's all over right there, and wasn't worth it at all.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.